Ambassador Zexathai clicked his mandibles nervously as he watched the human delegation board their transport. The emergency session of the Galactic Council had concluded with humanity's withdrawal from the Alliance, effective immediately, after 3 cycles of integration. The youngest species in the galaxy was walking away from the most powerful coalition in known space. "They're making a mistake," muttered Counselor Vorth, her crystalline form shimmering with agitation. "Without our protection, they'll be conquered within a standard year." Zexathai wasn't so sure. He'd been studying humans since first contact, and there was something about them that defied conventional wisdom. Something the Council had consistently underestimated. The humans had joined the Galactic Alliance as refugees. Their homeworld, Earth, had been dying. Not from war or cosmic disaster, but from their own reckless expansion. The Alliance had offered sanctuary to a few million humans across various colony worlds, a gesture of goodwill that cost little but generated favorable publicity. Most species in their situation would have been grateful and compliant. Humans were grateful, certainly, but compliant? That was another matter entirely. Within months of settlement, humans began doing things that puzzled their hosts. On Kepler 442b, where the Vorthian crystal farms were failing due to soil depletion, humans introduced something they called crop rotation and composting. The yields doubled within a season. When the Mantid mining operations on Proxima 7 were plagued by equipment failures in the harsh environment, human engineers redesigned the machinery using principles of redundancy and fail-safes that extended operational life by 400%. The Council took notice, but not in the way the humans had hoped. "They're making themselves indispensable," Director Colmeth had warned during a closed session. "It's a form of soft colonization. They're positioning themselves to eventually control our infrastructure." The suspicion grew with each human success. When human doctors revolutionized treatment for Arcturian bone rot, a disease that had plagued that species for millennia, by combining their knowledge of calcium biology with traditional Arcturian healing crystals, the Council began drafting restrictions. When human traders established the first truly efficient intersystem communication network by teaching others their concept of standardized protocols, the limitations became law. The final straw came when humans offered to share their military tactics with alliance forces facing the hostile devourers at the Rim. The Council, fearing human influence in military affairs, banned the knowledge transfer entirely. That's when humanity chose to leave. Now, 6 months later, Zexathai stood in his observatory watching something unprecedented unfold across the galaxy. The humans hadn't retreated to some distant corner to lick their wounds. Instead, they had begun what they called the Great Repayment. The first reports came from Kepler 442b, the Vorthians struggling with new agricultural challenges after their human advisors left, received an unmarked cargo ship filled with advanced farming equipment and detailed instruction manuals. The technology was decades ahead of anything in Alliance databases, and it came with no strings attached, just a simple note. "Thank you for giving us a home when we needed one." Similar ships appeared throughout Alliance space. The Mantids received mining robots that operated flawlessly in conditions that destroyed conventional equipment. The Arcturians found medical research facilities fully stocked with equipment and staffed by volunteers, not humans, but other species who had been trained by human doctors and wanted to continue the work. But it wasn't just technology. On the war-torn frontier, Alliance commanders found detailed tactical analyses appearing in their databases, battle plans that showed exactly how to counter devourer attack patterns. The plans bore no signature, but the efficiency and psychological insight were unmistakably human. The Council called an emergency session. "How are they doing this?" Counselor Vorth demanded. "Our intelligence reports show their industrial capacity is minimal. They're scattered across hundreds of systems with no central government. Where are they getting these resources?" Zexathai had been wondering the same thing. The answer came from an unexpected source. his own aide, a young Kepler native who had worked alongside humans during their settlement period. "They're not making it themselves," she explained. "They're teaching others to make it, then coordinating the sharing. The farming equipment? That was manufactured by a dozen different species using human designs, then distributed by volunteer crews. The medical facilities? Funded by Arcturian nobles who wanted to honor the humans who saved their children. The tactical analyses? Written by the Tactical Institute on Rigel Prime, which was established by human refugees who trained local species in strategic thinking. The implications hit Zexthai like a quantum shockwave. Humanity hadn't just been grateful for the help they'd received. They had been quietly building a network of personal relationships and mutual obligations that spanned the galaxy. Every favor the Alliance had done for them, they had repaid tenfold. To individuals and organizations who now felt personally indebted to humanity. "They're not trying to control us," he realized aloud. "They're trying to take care of us." The final proof came when the Devourers launched their largest offensive, yet targeting the Alliance core worlds. The Council's fleets, following traditional tactics, found themselves outmaneuvered and facing defeat. Then the volunteers arrived. Ships from every corner of Alliance space, crewed by species humanity had helped, carrying weapons and tactics humanity had shared, all coordinated through networks humanity had built. They didn't come because they were ordered to, or because of treaties or obligations. They came because humans had asked them to. The Devourer fleet was annihilated in what military historians would later call the most perfectly coordinated multi-species operation in galactic history. In the aftermath, as Zexthai watched Alliance representatives beg humanity to rejoin the Council, he finally understood what made humans unique. Other species built empires through conquest or coercion. Humans built theirs through gratitude. They remembered every kindness, no matter how small. And when they repaid those kindnesses, they didn't just give back what they had received. They gave back everything they could possibly give in ways that empowered rather than created dependence. The Council had feared human influence. They had been right to fear it, but for the wrong reasons. Humanity's influence wasn't dangerous because it was controlling. It was dangerous because it was liberating. And now, watching human ships return to Alliance space amid celebrations across 1,000 worlds, Zexthai realized that humanity had already won something far more valuable than membership in the Galactic Council. They had won the galaxy's heart.